Diddy's forfeiture agreement. Is he about to go broke? Let's talk about it right now, as the forfeiture or preliminary forfeiture agreement was posted to the docket yesterday. And a lot of people had questions, including myself, but I'm gonna clear some of those questions up. I'm gonna do a little bit of speculation based on knowledge, and we'll get into it. I'm Lauren Conlin. Welcome to Los Angeles Magazine. Go ahead and like and subscribe if you don't already. This is pop culture news, scandals, and crime. So, Diddy's forfeiture agreement, what it means here in simple terms is that based on what he was convicted on, which is the Mann Act charges specifically related to prostitution, he is supposed to voluntarily give up any type of property tied to these crimes. And, a lot of the time in other cases, and even prostitution cases, the defendants are required to give up anything they made money on, and also, the money that they made as well. In this case, Diddy didn't really make any money. And I think that many people should understand here that this is what I think. And it's not proven, it's not confirmed, but people should understand, I don't think he's going to have to give up his homes per se. And again, there's not exactly an exhibit list that's attached to this memo. Sometimes there are exhibit lists attached when it comes to these forfeiture agreements. I don't know if we're going to see one. Maybe we will. Maybe that will be private. I'm not sure yet. But I think for Diddy's case specifically, he's not going to have to give up any of his homes. He's just going to have to give up most likely devices, computers, phones. I could be wrong, but I also want to point out that during the trial, a lot of the government's evidence, where they got the information about what was going on behind closed doors, that was through Cassie as well. Those were through her devices that she already voluntarily gave up. So, I mean, I guess, again, I am thinking it's going to be devices. This is very standard forfeiture agreements in federal cases. The government seizing assets linked to illegal activity to prevent the defendant from profiting. Again, we know that Diddy didn't profit, but let me pull this up actually. This is the forfeiture agreement right here. I mean, somebody posted this on Twitter yesterday and they were like, Lauren, explain. And I was like, oh man, I know what this is. However, I can't sit here and tell you exactly what I think they're going to take. I will have an article coming out today on lamag.com with specific commentary from a Los Angeles lawyer. His name is Nima Rahmani. You've probably seen him on a lot of different shows. But he's really great, and he's going to go into a little bit more detail based on his expertise. So this is, very standard, where it basically says, whereas on or about April 3rd, 2025, Sean Combs, the defendant, was charged in a 5-count superseding indictment with racketeering conspiracy, in violation of blah, blah, blah. And then 1 count of trafficking by force, fraud, coercion in violation of blah, blah, blah. And then 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution, et cetera, et cetera. So if he was convicted, by the way, on racketeering, that would be the end of him, I believe. I mean, I believe that would literally be the end of his fortune. He would definitely lose all of his businesses. He would definitely lose his homes, because that would all be linked to this alleged, criminal enterprise, whatever. But that's not happening. So it could have been a lot worse. But I will say, during sentencing, I mean, we heard a lot about how much money he has lost here and what all of this has cost him in general. He said multiple times, I've lost my businesses, et cetera, et cetera. So what happens next? I mean, both sides have signed off on this, and so they will get a list together. He has agreed to give this up. But if his conviction, for whatever reason, is overturned, he gets his stuff back. So that's pretty much what the forfeiture agreement means. I don't think it's too serious. I mean, but I guess we'll wait and see. Also, I had mentioned the other day that Diddy's team had put a memo forth just requesting that he be housed in prison at FCI Fort Dix in New Jersey because it's very close to his children. They have a therapy program for people that are addicted to drugs. And the government said, we have no objections. And the judge put forth a memo just saying, I can't specifically determine or confirm that he will be in this prison because it is up to the Bureau of Prisons. However, I will do everything in my power to ensure that he is, close to his family within, I think it's within 500 miles, something like that. That is what the Bureau of Prison, what their stipulations are when they come down to determining where a defendant goes. So Tenney then posted another memo strongly recommending Fort Dix, FCI Fort Dix. So, I mean, if I had to guess, I would think that is probably a proper place for him, just on the simple fact alone that it is close to New York and it does have those programs. But who knows? Who knows if they're overcrowded? I don't really know all of the additional factors besides the fact that this is up to the Bureau of Prisons. So, okay, let's move on from Diddy right now. I'm going to take this down. And again, I will confirm everything and keep everybody posted if there is an exhibit list of what the government will be taking. But I now want to go to Mark Sanchez. I want to go over to his when I say go over, it's because I'm trying to share my screen here with the article that I put forth yesterday. My tabs are so crazy. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. Let's see. Can everybody see this? Oh man, I've made this so big, but that's okay. So Mark Sanchez, his alleged victim, was released from the hospital yesterday. And his victim, Perry Toll, 69-year-old man who was allegedly assaulted by Mark Sanchez, his team, his civil attorneys at Gottlieb and Daly, put out a statement yesterday. I'm going to read it to you. Quote, working man Perry Toll, age 69, was seriously injured by Mr. Mark Sanchez while at work in Indianapolis on October 4th, 2025 at approximately 12:35 a.m. Mr. Sanchez, a former NFL quarterback and a member of Fox Sports broadcast crew, was in town to cover the Colts versus Raiders game. Initial investigation indicates that Mr. Toll was the victim of an attack by Mr. Sanchez. Mr. Toll retained the law firm Gottlieb and Daly PC, filed a civil suit against Mr. Sanchez and Fox Corporation on October 6th, 2025, and the case is in its very early stages, and the investigation is ongoing. Mr. Toll and his attorneys are cooperating with the Marion County Prosecutor's Office and are grateful for the hard work of both the prosecutor's office and the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department. Mr. Toll is recovering at home with his family. He and his family ask that the media respect their privacy and that all communication go through his attorney's office. Mr. Toll and his attorneys have no further comment at this time. Okay, so I had reached out to his attorney a couple times, his civil attorney, and he pointed me towards that statement that was made. And I was like, okay, thank you so much. But I would love to have something a little bit more personal. So I'm going to stay on top of them because, I want to know more, I guess, and more will come out about this case in particular, just because I find it so odd that Mark Sanchez would just go up to this guy and start a fight, climb in his truck, and do this kind of damage to an older man, allegedly. I mean, there are rumors of CTE. Of course, we'll never know that until he has passed away. But also, we're waiting on the tox report per the DA's office. And I have to say it's strange also because Mark Sanchez doesn't have a horrible reputation. He did have a case in 2006 when he was accused of rape. But yeah, he had twin daughters in March with his wife, Perry Matville, who's a former cheerleader turned actor. So I'm sure it's very stressful in their household as well. And yeah, I mean, I gotta know his defense here. What is his defense going to be? My heart goes out to Perry Toll again, as it was also reported that his son is getting married next week and he might have to miss his son's wedding. That's terrible if that's true. But yeah, I will keep an eye on all of these news stories. So you can check back at our YouTube channel daily, and you can also check lamag.com. Thanks again for listening, guys, and watching, and I will see you next time.